the pack. Take a seat. We're shuffling up. You're in for a treat. Mid-range decks, big dreams. Board state busted at the seams. TNT, MTG. Hey! Daniel and Thomas on the scene. TNT, MTG. Whoa! Call your flex. Mid-range dream. It's TNT, MTG.
Welcome back to the D&T MTG podcast. This is episode 1. Last week we had a little intro, like who are we? What are we doing? And this is episode 1, and I'm joined by my good buddy, Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas, what's up, man?
Thomas the Tank Engine? What? Yeah. I was like,
Thomas the Tank. It's like a little kid show. Like
I was expecting the train. I was no joke expecting the train. I was like, it's the train. Like, choo choo. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, you train me at Magic all the time. So speaking of Magic, why don't we talk about some Magic? We got we're gonna have a clash of old Magic versus new Magic. We're gonna talk about just kind of the differences between old Magic and new Magic. Like, what is old Magic? What is new Magic? Let's kind of deep dive into it. Let's talk about some old Magic first. What is old Magic, Thomas? To you, what is old Magic?
Oh man, I could go into just this for days, but I mean, immediately, like the border stands out to me. You know, the border is like just a representative of the old Magic, and the artwork. The artwork is like crazy different back in the day. Some of the cards I buy now is literally just to get the artwork. I'm like, I want this cool looking picture with this old frame. Like, that's old Magic to me. But
Yeah.
past that, you go into abilities and like power level and power creep, and everyone can agree that, like, yeah, power creep is definitely like taken over, I feel like. But yeah, that's kind of old Magic to me. What do you think?
It's the same thing with me. Like the old Magic, the art is iconic. There's some of the most iconic cards in Magic that are from the old days. From the old art style and all the borders. They've changed over the years, but those retro border. Well, we say retro now,
Yeah, right?
but like back then, it was like that was just a
Yeah.
border. Now it's retro border. We got white border, we got black border. All those things kind of changed and kind of came through over the years, and now it's something that, like, even now we kind of look at it like I said,
Yeah.
retro border.
Mystery boosters. I mean, you remember that one, right? They gave us half like borders with white at the same time. I was like, what is this? So strange.
So I played back in like the late 90s. I took a big break, came back in 08. Yeah, in 2008. And by then, the old borders were like non-existent. Like they had already redesigned what we have now, or some of the modern, even the modern borders have changed a little bit. But when I came in, like, everything just kind of changed. Like the art was different. It wasn't like this classic, the borders and the art and all. It just had a different style to it and all. But we had some like really gorgeous artwork that, like, you can tell, like, it just looks like it should have been up on a wall, on a portrait, like above the fireplace, kind of thing. Like that's the kind of art that we've kind of grown up
That'd be kind of cool.
through Magic, looking at and just really being inspired and awed by. Even going to some of the some of the power levels of the cards back then. So here's an example. And I was listening to a podcast recently, and they were talking about they were looking at old cards and how do they do today. And they were looking at like Sarah Angel, right? At the time when it was in standard, and when it was, let's say standard, but when it was an S tier card, and now it's been reduced to an uncommon, and it's just not the same as when it was in its heyday.
I mean,
like
it kind of goes into that thing I was talking about.
There's such a
Yeah, the
power
power
creep,
creep. And like, it's kind of taken over. But what I love, if you look back at Future Sight 2, or Mystery Boosters 2, which I feel like is still Future Sight, because that's the reason you go there. Look at those cards mixed between white border and then Future Sight. Like, the whole look. When I saw that first frame, a lot of my friends didn't like it. That was new Magic back then. Like, that was the new frame. That was the new border. Like, people started kind of getting mad. But now I look back, I'm like, dude, these look amazing. Pact and Negation, Show and Tell, Natural Order. But Minsk and Boo was one of those weird border frames where they had the half white, and it was kind of like only a partial of the card. It was kind of cool looking, though.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I know, like Mystery Boosters 2, great sets, one of the best draftable sets that I can
Yeah,
think of. And yeah, you get like all of these like newer borders, but then you also get, you get like one rare, you get one white border, and you get one future sight border, and I just that's
yeah.
perfect.
One of my favorite
So
sets is just because it kind of mixes the old and the new together.
hey guys, Lieutenant Dan from the editing room. I just wanted to clarify Thomas is actually talking about universes beyond here and not the secret layers. So I just wanted to clarify. He's going to say secret layer. What he means is universes beyond. Back to the show.
But even past that, you have Secret Layers, which is combining popular IPs. I believe that all those things we grew up with, like Turtles, and then you have like Walking Dead for the new generation. World Warhammer, is that? No, Warhammer 3000.
Warhammer 40K. Yeah.
40K. Yeah. I was picking numbers out. 100 million, 5,000. Yeah, I know. It's what it does. It kind of does seem that way. Secret Layers to
Yeah.
me, I love at first, couldn't stand it. But then I started to see new stuff get printed. Now we have my favorite, like TMNT is freaking awesome. So cool. Turtles and Magic the Gathering. Like who would have thought that would have been a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of our transition to like some of the new stuff. So like think about all the new stuff that we've had, like over the past even few
Hmm.
years, with secret layers and how gives us something, a little bit of everything. It gives us some nostalgia with like, you know, retro frames of things that didn't exist before. Um, and it gives us some of the newer art styles with maybe some of the on the older cards. So what are your thoughts on Secret Layer as a whole in this new age of Magic that's come around?
At first, I didn't like it, but then as they printed new cards, I was like, wow, these they look really good. The artwork, it was borderless. But then they got into where it was specific things that you grew up with, or it was like you had Sonic the Hedgehog, Deadpool, Jaws, Turtles. I'm like, all these things were just like, you had Ristic Study, Unstable Harmonics. Cool card, great playable card, super powerful card. But then you see Jaws, and you're like, oh, I know that movie, Okay. Fallout, which I never got into Fallout, but now I actually watched the show, play the cards, and I'm pretty sure if I get an Xbox, I'll probably play the game. So I see how the money works on both ends, right? Like next thing you know, like person that didn't play Fallout is playing Fallout. But the person that played Fallout that
Yeah.
didn't play Magic, that's a whole different thing. Now they're playing Magic and they're playing everything in one game.
And I think that's what's cool about this game. So for the longest time, old Magic was known as, and I feel like this is probably one of the biggest things about old versus new, right? Is old Magic was kind of known as this game that like it didn't have a huge following. When you found other people like, oh, well, you've heard of Magic, like what this is, and then like but now it's become so mainstream, and they've been including all these different IPs, and they've been pulling in new people. We've got Lord of the Rings, Final Fantasy, Fallout,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, Assassin's Creed, Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man, Avatar, all these, and there's so much more
Even
even
God of
coming
War's now into
that
the.
we're pulling in all these. Yeah, we got God of War, we got the whole like Sony PlayStation like line. Now, here's another thing about Secret Lair that I've noticed is that so we've had phases of it, and I just briefly want to say so. At first, it was like, oh, you know, print to demand. So like they'll if you want it, you can get it as long as you buy it in this window. And then they went to this stupid thing where they're like, oh well, we want to get it out to people quicker, so we only made a certain amount, and so you have from this like this is when it goes live and you can buy it. Well, it sells out, and then people are just really just ticked off because of me because I was going to try to. That's really the one. Those were the two secret layers I really wanted was the Iron Maiden. I missed out. They sold out before I could get them. I was in line to get them, and it's so one of these days I'm going to pick them up because I am going to be building a Necusar deck. So get ready, Thomas. Necusar is coming your way.
Wow.
I'm just telling you right
Yeah.
now.
That's so cool.
And then now they've changed the secret layer again, and I think we're finally to you know a place where it's somewhat, I mean, it's better than the way it was before, where like it goes live at
Yeah.
a time and everyone's trying to crowd it. Now, the hour before a secret layer goes
Hmm.
live, you're in a waiting
Oh.
room. So as long as you get in there, you go to get your stuff in the cart. You sit in the waiting room. As soon as it goes live, they take everybody in the waiting room, shake them up, and then they basically like, okay, well, no one is, like you get your stuff,
Randomized,
like
right?
the line placement is just kind
Yeah.
of randomized, right? But yeah, it's the secret layer has changed. It's even had its own like series of phases and everything. Um, but yeah, I mean that's just part of new magic. And then of course, what else do we have in new magic? We have all these IPs, we have all these artworks, we have new like borderless,
Yeah.
cards, and we have like these collector boosters, stuff that's like, yeah, you can tell it's all
Oh
for
yeah.
money. But I mean, what are your thoughts on all that, on the money grabbing, art styles and frame styles and foil styles and stuff that we have now?
No, new magic versus secret layers. Um, I mean, a card that pops out to me. Do you remember the Child of Alar reprint, right, with Miku? Dude,
Yes,
everybody should.
I
Yeah,
really
it's an
wanted that
old
one.
card. Everyone knows, that card. I mean, yeah, Child of Alar. Yeah, white, blue, black, red,
Yeah.
green, trample, 6/6, legendary creature avatar. When she dies, destroy all non-land permanents. They can't be regenerated. Like, that was one of my first commanders that I built and I fell in love with. And then they made this card, and I was like, oh, I'm a musician. It has a music note on it and this child of song. It's like, sweet. Bought it for $5. Now the card is like $40. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I bought this Secret Layers that probably, if they never made, I probably never would have bought it. I was just like, yeah, I got an old one. I'm good. But that's the old magic versus the new magic.
Yeah, I still need to buy an old copy. I've been meaning to build a Child of Alara deck because, I mean, that's exactly what I wanna do. I wanna blow up everybody's stuff. I wanna be a big baby,
Yeah,
and I wanna
it's
blow up
it's so
everybody's
much
stuff. That's
fun.
what
It
I wanna
really
do.
is, dude. It's so much fun. Like, it's on a body.
I've watched you do it a bunch of times, and I wanna
Dude,
do it
it's so
too,
much
so
fun. Especially like you learn a lot, man. Like you really do. And you're like, hey, people like they see you blow up your own stuff, they get scared. They're like, wait, you're getting rid of all your cards and mine? Like, yeah, it's all gone. But then they look at your hand and you have a hand of
yeah.
7 cards, and you're like, just gonna rebuild. And it's all this engine like conductor that just creates more and more of everything that was gone. It's crazy.
Would you say, like, Thomas the Tank Engine
It's
Conductor?
like-
Whatever.
oh, I think I just added to my name.
I wanna kinda shift a little bit, so let's talk about, um, Commander. Old Commander versus new
Yeah.
Commander, right? So old Commander, it's been around for a long time, like, I wanna say, late '90s or early 2000s, but it was, like, something that, like, mostly just, the judges, actually, it was judges kind of formed that format as something to do after tournaments, something very casual, but it really didn't pick up. Like, WotC was like, "Okay, well, we wanna do something with this." So we got the first precons in, I think it was either 2010, 2011, and they were really good. I mean, we had some really, really good ones, but it took WotC a little while to figure out how to manage this format that they really didn't have any control over, but they wanted to make something for it. I mean, of course, they wanna make some money off of it,
Mhm.
right? Because it was picking up Commander was picking up steam. But let's look at the old Commander and talk about that
Yeah.
for a minute. What is some of your take like, what's the takeaway from, like, old Commander?
Man, old commander. I mean, you could kind of look at something simple as like your land base, right? Like you only had very limited dual lands back in the day, but early commander. And the many that you did have all came into play tapped. Now you have all these new dual lands with
Yep.
options like the battle lands for your opponents, even the commander Lorna Eclipse. Those lands, Vernal Fen, it's like Swamp Forest, but it enters tapped unless you control 2 more basics. So there's these option
Yeah.
dual lands that have come out into new commander, and you're like, oh, why would I want to play this when I can just, here's this new thing that does the same thing, gives me 2 colors, if I have the conditions. Sure. So yeah, to me that stands out like as a big thing. I play so many variety of lands in my commander decks. It's basics are almost like not many there. They're kind of null void.
Yeah, no one really plays. I mean, yeah, you got to have basics in there. It's hard to get away from them, but at the same time, there are so many. You know, like in old Magic, right? We had a lot of tap lands.
Hmm.
They never really put like shock lands or of course fetches. The fetches that we did get were the ones that just go look for a basic or the ones that come in tapped and do something or whatever. But yeah, a lot of like tapped lands for your mana base as
Yeah.
opposed to now where we have lands that come in, like you said, like they have options or they come in untapped if something else happens, or something.
Like my favorite right now, I think for a long time is going to always be these Modern Horizons Canopy lands in Universe Beyond Doctor
Yep.
Who. It comes into play, gives you the dual mana. You have to lose a life, terms and condition. But then it has an alternate late game where you just sacrifice it to draw a card for 1 mana. You're like, wow, my land does all these things now versus what it used to do.
Yeah, and I think that, looking at, like,
Yeah,
the pain lands too, they've been putting pain lands here and there, but they really started leaning on them here in the I think probably since the Doctor Who Commander,
yeah.
set, but so it's really good to see, like, all these pain lands getting reprinted and cheaper.
I'm looking at it's funny, dude. I remember I speculated on the Fiery Islet, bought a bunch of foils. I've got like 12 plus of them. Guess how much the foil? I bought it for 50 cents.
Yeah.
Guess how much the foil is now? It's like $5, dude. It's like, but I bought it. I love red blue, so I bought a ton of them because I knew I was going to need them for future decks. So it was a little bit of both collecting and speculating, and then playing at the same time. Well, three things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that, the land base has always been an issue with Commander, like, especially the
Hmm.
precons, because you can't put too many, expensive lands into the decks, because there is such thing as what is the word? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Reprint
Oh
equity.
yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. They save this reprint equity for the reprint sets or for new standard sets. I was really surprised that in the Ninja Turtle set they freaking printed City of
I saw
Brass.
that.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that. That was
Yeah.
amazing for them to actually put that into the turtle set. Maybe there's a good future with them doing better with these commander precons because here's the thing. So old Magic, the way that it would go in the past, they started out with like 2 or 3 a year, right? And each one would have one big chase card. And I remember back in the day, I would always look up, uh, the professor's video. Like he went over every single commander deck as it came out, and he says, "Okay, here's the price analysis." And so, yes, I wanted both of them, but I couldn't afford both of them. And this is sad because at the time they were $30, $40, I
Oh
think.
wow.
No, yeah, no, they were $30. And I was like, "Oh, I can't afford to get both of them." But I was trying to so I was like, "Well, I'll just get one of them, and I'll just get the one that has like the most value, and I'll just play with that. That'd be cool." And so that's what I would do. And of course, now they've got they've started putting more and more into these decks, and the reprint value has just gotten better and better over time for the most part. I mean, there's still some sets that they're like, oh, it's kind of a miss, especially in the newer stuff. But like I said, so the old Magic, we would have way fewer precons, and now we have like between 20 and 30 of them come out a year. Well, the past couple years, I think this year is going to, it looks like it's slowing down a little bit. We had two for Lorwyn, we had one for Turtles. We're going to have five for Strixhaven, but that's because there's five schools. Looks like maybe four for Marvel. Who knows if we're getting any for Lord of the Rings. I'm sure we're going to get something for Reality Fracture, and then of course Star Trek will have something for that too. So I mean, I'm assuming we
And the
will.
commander decks, like right along with you, I've noticed, yeah, the uptick. Like, when are they going to put fetch lands in? We have a Fabled Passage was put into the turtle set next to City of Brass.
That's
And
true.
that
Yeah.
card's actually a very good card. Like, for what it does, it's a fetch land for basics. Like, you're going to have some basics in your monocolor decks. It's an auto include. It's a staple, basically.
It's okay. So it's a fetched land for basics, but there is a contingency. Like if you have 4 or more, then you
Yeah.
can keep it in. Then that land can come in untapped. But really, if you want to look at like was it Prismatic Vista?
Oh yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one
It's
that's like
definitely
that's the top tier as far as the fetch. Like that's on the same level as the.
the real fetch land.
But yeah, that one came. Did that one come out before Prismatic Vista?
Throne of Drain.
Yeah, because Prismatic Vista came out in MH1,
Yes.
I believe.
Yep. That's it.
Yes, and that was after Eldraine, right?
Actually, I can't remember.
I can't
If that
remember
was.
now. It might be around the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a $30 card. Like, it's not cheap, and I still have yet to get one. I need to get one though.
Well, that's funny. I don't have a Ragavan either, so
Oh man, I feel like he's overrated now. I don't know why. I feel like he's just like he's I don't know.
Well, okay. The reason that I give you such a hard time about Ragavan is because of our early trade. So for you people out there who don't know, me and Thomas have known each other for a long time, and I pulled a really cool Ragavan, and of course he tried for
Like a full year almost, I think.
it was like was it almost a full year? Yeah. He was like, dude, I want that Ragavan. I'll trade you, I'll trade you, I'll trade you. And I was like, the only way you're getting this out of my hands, I finally caved in. I was like, all right, fine. You want it? I want that Avacyn you got. And so like, and now of course this was like years ago. And I think I ended up coming out on like down the road, I like Ragavan was I think reprinted,
I think March of the Machines, right?
and so it went down in price, but then Avacyn was still like holding, if not going up. I was like,
Yeah,
ha.
you definitely had a better end on that one.
But I mean, that's just how things. At the time, it was an even trade, but then after a little bit of time, Ragavan went down, Avacyn stayed or went up a little bit because we haven't had an Avacyn reprint since Double Masters 2022, I think.
It has been a while, actually. I think Commander Masters.
Was it?
She's a $35 card right now.
Yeah. Well, Ragavan's I think also like a $35 card, right?
Yeah, they're about the same.
So they finally got back down to around the same.
There's this new card that came out, like in Avatar, that to me seems like a better Avacyn. I can't remember the name.
Oh, you talking about the Walls of Ba Sing Se?
Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, it is, but Avacyn's an angel that flies.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, she's at what, 8 mana, right?
Yeah, it's like 5 and then 3 white. 8 for an 8/8 flying indestructible. All permanents you control have
Is it
indestructible.
all, or is it other permanents?
All.
Oh,
permanents.
including hers. Oh, she's indestructible.
Yeah, so she's indestructible. Then it also says that all permanents you control are indestructible. So
I love it, but man, that Walls of, was it Ba Sing Se?
Walls of Ba Sing Se.
Ba Sing Se. Ba Sing Se.
Pretty much.
Artifacts, dude, they're so much easier to get onto the battlefield on like quicker turns. That's why I lean towards that card, because the Angel, it's a little tougher to get on the battlefield quick.
We've talked about a lot of things with old versus new, and I want to kind of just like wrap it up. What do you love about old? What do you hate about old? And then do the same thing for new.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of easy. I love the retro frame of the old, but I hate all the words that you have to read on some of these cards where like it's a book in a small text box. I'm like, what is this card doing?
That's one thing I've noticed, that they have figured out how to like simplify a lot of the text from old cards, make it easier now. Yeah. I agree.
So, I mean, everyone in Animate Dead definitely is one of those. Not going to read that card out because that's too many words. Probably pass out from like loss of oxygen. But just new cards. Oh my gosh, there's so much to love. Like, there's so many variants, which a lot of people are confused on or they don't like. But especially when it comes to searching the card, you're like, what? Like, what am I looking at? But I love the variants. I love the new artwork, the simplicity of some of the text for sure. So it's less reading. And as you get older, you realize tiny words are your enemy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, until somebody gets glasses, Thomas.
yeah, I need some glasses.
Need
It's
some
so
glasses, man.
so bad. But yeah, that's kind of the things I love about some of the old and new.
What do you hate about the new stuff?
Oh man, it's really I'm trying to think like what would I hate about it? Number one, you know what? That's easy. Just the price. I think the price of some of this, like that Jaws, I love that new Jaws, but it's stupid expensive. I'm like, are you? There's no chance. She's like, what? Yeah, $150. I mean, that's somebody's electric bill if you want. That's a grocery bill. Like one piece of cardboard. It seems kind of outrageous.
What do I love and hate about old and new? So old, okay. So for me, I think the art is just iconic. The frames, I mean, it's very simplistic look. I love it. There's a reason that they started printing retro frames on a lot of cards that didn't exist, from back in the day, right? But then as far as what I hate is the fact that, we've got this reserve list that they can never reprint some of these cards. That's what I hate about the old Magic is we have a reserve
Oh
list.
yeah.
A lot of people agree, like a lot of people in the community agree we should just get rid of the reserve list. They should have never had one. They can't change it now because that's literally an investment piece. There's so many people that have invested money, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars into reserve list stuff. If they decide one day we're just going to abolish this thing, WotC will get sued. I'm sure some way or another they will get sued. This is not going to be good. Now, switching over to new, I love all the different variances with these cards. The artwork is this new, like sharper looking, just crisp looking art. It's just like it just looks so new and modern. I love it, and I love the way that we're able to use some of these IPs with because of Universes Beyond and Secret Lair and whatever. We've got some really interesting looking cards. They look so cool. But what I also hate is that none of the Magic. Okay, I know I just said I love how it all looks, but it also none of it looks like Magic cards. Like there's so
Yeah,
many
that's
things
so
that
true.
like if I bring a deck, like I could literally bring a deck to a table, and not one of it looks like a Magic card from like 20 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's it's there's a balance. Like it's a love and hate. Like I love the way it looks, but at the same time, it doesn't look like the classic Magic that we all grew up and loved, and so it's
See,
bittersweet.
the funny thing is like what you're talking about is hilarious because like people haven't realized that we just have choices now. Like you just pick, you mix and blend. It doesn't have to be all borderless. It doesn't have to be all retro frame. You have Deadpool next to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like sitting next to each other, next to SpongeBob, Fortnite. Like there's so much out there now. Like so you're not
Yep.
just stuck to. I think it's neat that if you wake up one day and you're playing Magic and you don't want to see just some dragons or fantasy cards or whatever, you want to see your favorite cartoon character or a show that you watched growing up as a kid, which is like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You look at the
Yeah.
artwork; it looks phenomenal. Like you look at the real turtles that you watched in a cartoon on a Magic card, the same art and everything. You're like, dude, that was my childhood.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really cool being able to play with, like, for one, some of your favorite cards, like some of your favorite characters that maybe you grew up, watching or reading about or whatever. But it definitely it's going to cause a lot of, I guess, kind of a slight rift between old school and new school. And some people you're gonna go to a table. And if you're playing Universes Beyond, like whether it be a commander or you have any of those cards in your deck, and you play against somebody who's just, I don't like any of the Universes Beyond. There's already going to be kind of a disconnect when you go and play that game. But at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. You're just going to have to, people are just going to have to, if they don't like it, they don't have to buy it. They don't even have to play the game. They can go do something else. But, we have to kind of just learn to be accepting of everyone's viewpoint towards this game because they've introduced so many things that it's created a lot of tension here and there, but really we each get something we want.
like I feel like the tension is slowly going to die eventually, where like everything is a crossover. Magic can be old, it can be new, it can be a mix if you want, and everyone is embracing the game. I mean, for one, I'm noticing a lot more female Magic players in the game through the
Yep.
podcasts, through the videos, through the reels on YouTube, Instagram reels. I mean, people are getting creative with the game, which is so cool because now you're seeing Magic used as a different form of entertainment through other people's gameplay and lives and their
Yeah.
collections. And you're like, dude, that's hilarious. Like, that's such a funny video. Like the dude with the pizza videos, like he took the Magic card and said, I'm gonna read this card, I'm gonna make it, actually make this pizza and I'm gonna eat it. And like that was crazy.
This kind of brings us to the end here as far as old versus new. I mean, there's something to love and hate about both, and I think but about this game though, we can play how we want to play. I use a little bit of old, use a little bit of new, and I get enjoyment out of the game no matter if it's days of yesteryear or something that came out like a week ago. Where do you stand on this? Are you accepting of all Magic?
I'm a veteran of this game for a while, so I'm accepting of all Magic. Like if it doesn't like ruin the game, which the funny thing is when people think, oh, Magic's dead because of power creep or it's dead because of outpricing or because of scalpers. But honestly, I feel like the game just gets better and better and better and more evolved and more strategic and new at the same time. Where one card you think, Goblin Guide, powerful, Ragavan, the next best thing, what can beat this? And then new cards come out that are even better with like just crazy abilities. Everything's kind of balanced, but still powerful.
Ideally, what this game is about is just playing together and just having a good time. Some people take it a little serious, a little too far, and all, but that's fine. Like like I said, there's something for everybody, and whatever it takes to get everybody into the game. So, well, I think that's going to be it for this week. But before we do that, Thomas, do you have a janky card that you would like to talk about?
To me, I feel like this is an easy one. I'm a blue player, so I'm always looking to get an edge over my opponent with some kind of card they
Yeah, you
don't
are.
expect. And this one comes to mind all the time. I'm like, you know what? Capsize is such a great card. From probably a crappy set. I don't know. It's okay set. Tempest was decent. But 2 blue and a colorless for an instant that has buyback 3 colorless. So the buyback is you may pay an additional 3 when you play the spell. If you do, put it in your hand instead of your graveyard as part of the spell's effect. Right? So return target permanent to its owner's hand. Yeah, my dogs are going off again. But yeah,
Don't be
capsize,
dogs.
dude.
That's fine.
I know. But capsize, dude, think about it. Like 2 blue and a colorless, and you pay 3. So total 6 for an instant blue card. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. Dude, in Commander, this card is so busted. So many times you can get your opponent down just to bare bones in the game, and then you're just like, hey, put that in your hand. Okay, and they play it. You counter it, you make them discard it. Or it's their best card. They never get past Summoning Sickness. You're just like, oh, your commander is never going to do a thing because it's always going to be in your hand. Like, oh, it's 28 cents, 85 cents on TCG.
That's pretty janky, man. So janky card of the week is Capsize. Thomas, thank you for the card of the week.
Right on.
That's going to bring us to the end of the episode. Guys, I appreciate you guys listening, putting up with us talking your ear off for however long this episode is, because I have no idea. We've had some technical issues. We'll get into that. We'll get better with this stuff over time. But thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned each week for another episode of D&T MTG. Thomas, it's been real fun.
Definitely enjoyed this. This has been awesome.
Yeah, thanks again, guys, for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Take care. Okay, I'm back. All right.
Hey, was there a squirrel or something?
I have no idea what's going on. Or should I?
I could tell when you got over there because like they just immediately stopped. I was like, oh, Thomas is there now.
Yeah, they're like all looking at me while I'm like just talking. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, why are you freaking out? I'm trying to do a podcast.
Well, they wanted to be a part of it, I guess. Well, they can't because they're dogs. And
like, I'm Thomas the Tank Hammer right now. What? The tank? Thomas the Tank.
Tank
engine?
engine?
Oh, okay. Like, what?
Like-
I bought a Black Lotus? What? Daniel did it.
He's like, yep, sure did.
The podcast supports it.
I used your house as collateral.
It's like, I'm homeless, but I have a magic card.
But you have a black lotus. Put it over your head for shelter.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it's raining.